am coming at you from inside my car. This is the start of a new garden vlog. I really like doing these videos as well, but anyways, I'm in the car. I have some plants here, various onion sets, and some cilantro I started from seed, and compost that I am taking over to my second garden. I don't have compost set up there, so I have to just take it over there in a bucket. This will be the first time I'm adding compost to those beds, solely because I wanted to grow radishes in that garden. And when you add a lot of organic matter to beds, it is harder to grow radishes. But I already have a hard time growing radishes. I used to not when I had a community garden. They would grow like so quickly. But anyways, I got distracted because I'm just answering some emails and stuff for work. And I need to finish that. And I'm just going to go ahead and head over to the second garden and shoot some video for you guys. Alright. Hello, I'm here at the second garden. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my hoe, and I'm going to just loosen the soil. I haven't done this yet to the beds, and I think that they really need it. Alright, so now I'm just organizing my onion sets, and what I do is I just go through the packages, and if there's anything like moldy or it's soft or it's too small, I just put that in one pile. That'll go in the compost, and then I have my good sets of onions on this side. So I'm just gonna continue on doing that. So that is the first bag. Now I'm going to get on to doing the second bag I have. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to be saving this bag for my home garden because I did some spacing out, and one bag is good enough for these 5 beds. I'm going to go ahead and bury them, and I'll just show you real quick. I'm not going to be burying these as deep as I would garlic. Some people, they leave the tip out like that so it can get green. I'm going to kind of bury these a little bit where it's just barely covered. With this one, since the green is sticking out, I'll just leave it like that. And I kind of wanted to plant onions in this bed because the roots of the onions are really going to break up the soil, and they're going to help air everything, add some aeration to the soil. So as you can see, I'm not just putting my finger in, popping the onion in, and what I'll do is I'll put a stick there to remind me. And same thing over here. The soil is hard. And I'm planting in these beds, not in the ones in the back, because those beds are shadier, so leafy greens do better there. You can see how hard this soil is compared to my soil at home. It is going to take a few years for the soil to be at the stage where I like it. And this is a kind of crop that it's definitely not a cash crop. Onions take a very long time to grow. So if you're impatient and you don't really like onions, I would say just skip growing these. But what you can do is in the spring, these will be a little bigger, and you can harvest them as spring onions or green onions. Hi, Rocco. Hey everybody, welcome back to another garden vlog clip. So today is Wednesday, which means I prepare for market tomorrow for Friday's farmer's market. And basically it's supposed to start raining tonight between 6 and 8. So that means I need to get all of my market stuff. I need to either put it in the garage or I need to put it under the patio cover so it doesn't get wet and messed up. And I also need to take you guys in the garden. I need to do some preparation for the rain. I need to move all of my microgreens under cover. The ones in the greenhouse are gonna be alright. These are gonna be okay. They're kind of in the greenhouse anyways because I want them to kind of dry out. So these are going to be fine. What I can do is I'll just untie the flap here. It's supposed to be raining for a good 5 or more hours. So I'll just secure that so it doesn't get too much rain on it. But all of my other things, I really don't cover them or anything for the rain. I prefer that they get rainwater actually. I did plan on fertilizing, but I'm not going to be doing that because it's going to rain. It's better to fertilize after the rain. But let me just check on my seedlings over here. I have pea seedlings and they have not popped up yet, except for these little microgreens that aren't supposed to be growing in here, but they get mixed up with my soil. So I will just keep leaving those up there. It's the sunniest spot. Here are some of my microgreens. And yeah, if you leave them too long in the trays, they will kind of start dying off because they don't have that much soil to be growing in. So I'm kind of sad about this batch. I'm gonna do my best to salvage it, but I do need to probably put some lids over these, which I have. Let's see. I might. It looks like, all right, I don't have any lids, so I'll just have to put them under cover. These are some more microgreens that I started yesterday. Red arrow radish. And what you do is you just keep them dark for 3 days and then you take the lid off and they just start growing. It's super simple. Oh, the sun is coming out. Nice. It's a very gloomy day. I really don't want to do anything today, but I do have to prepare for the garden to get rained on. I usually just keep my potting soil, like, I don't worry about this. I actually prefer this to get rainwater, so it's not so dry. I do have to actually seed some things, which I'll be doing that shortly. But first, I'm gonna move the microgreens that aren't under cover, and I have to move where my washing station is. I have to move all that stuff, so let's get started. So now, I need to move microgreens. Don't know what that was. These are looking very nice. Probably could use a little bit of water. You can tell on this side's a little dry. So I'll move them out of the way. So next I'm just going to move my rain barrel over here because the rain really likes to drip off pretty hard off this corner of my garage. So I'm just going to do that really quick. There's a little bit of rain water still in here, but there, and keep the lid next to it, because once it gets full, because I'm pretty sure it's going to get full, I'll just pop the lid on here. And all I have is just, let's see, one microgreen tray over there, which I just cleaned out. This tray is a little bit older, but I'll still be able to sell this. Microgreens are a high value cash crop, and this, because the market wasn't open last week because of Thanksgiving, these are a little bit older, but they're still very edible, and they have their pink color. This is a red arrow radish, and I'm gonna just leave it in the sun there so it could dry out a little bit. But my next project, I'll walk over there, what I want to do, these are drying out as well. I'll move them to, maybe I'll move these to the greenhouse. Let's see. The microgreen inside, it's so it will dry out. Oh, this is gonna go into the compost. It's getting a little darker. I really want to put this plant stand together. I've always wanted to have this. I bought this for me specifically for the farmer's market, so I could display my microgreens or plants or whatever the case, or I can just keep it home here in my garden. I got this at Sam's Club. It was on sale, I think, for like 20 bucks or something like that. But I'm just going to open the box up and try to put it together. Hopefully I'm not going to need any tools. Let's see. No tools required. Perfect. That's my kind of building. All right. Hello there, everyone. So I have finished putting that little stand together, and then after that I went to the side garden and I just took down some old bean poles and cleaned up some tomato plants that were getting a little bit of powdery mildew. Just getting everything ready for the rain, making sure plants aren't touching the ground that shouldn't be. And now I am just sowing some seeds, and I thought I would share with you guys what kinds of seeds I'm sowing right now. I figure since it's gonna rain, this potting soil is pretty dry, so I can seed some stuff. And what I'm gonna start with first is this cilantro. And cilantro is a cool weather crop. I've been sowing my own cilantro seeds, but I think I got these for like 25 cents or something like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let's see, I'll sow them here in the end. I found out that cilantro likes to be sown in bunches. It doesn't really like to be sown on its own. So I'm gonna do like 4 or 5 of these per cell. So next I'm going to be sowing these white Lisbon bunching onions. And I'll probably do another 4 cells of these. And because they're bunching onions, you can sow them heavily in the cell. They actually grow better in clumps. Okay, so next I'm going to be sowing more dill. Dill, I find it takes a long time to actually germinate and get to a size that can be put into the ground. So the sooner you can sow this, the better. And I actually like to sow this like a lot in each cell, maybe like 10 or so. The seeds are very small, and they do take a long time to germinate, like I said. So I'm going to do 2 of those.